Algebra 2, I believe this is 9C, summative review. Pay no attention there. Okay, we have solving with law of sines, law of cosines. We're going to have two problems, or we got to set them up. And then we got two story problems. So I'm going to do number 1 and number 2 with you. Then you're going to do 3 and 4. I'll do 5 and 6 with you. You're going to do 7 and 8. Okay, so for triangle ABC, we've got ABC. Again, I just draw just a regular old triangle that a 5-year-old or 6-year-old would draw. Just throw down the letters. So we got angle A is 26. Side A is 17. That's straight across from angle A. And then side B is 5. That's going to be across from angle B. So we have our matching set. So this is going to be a law of sines problem. So I don't have angle B, but I do have 5 across from it. So we're going to do sine of B over 5 equals sine of 26 over 17. Okay, we're going to multiply by 5. Nope, not there. Not cancel that one. Cancel this one. Okay. And we'll do 5 times sine of 26, close your parentheses, divided by 17. We get a yucky decimal. That's okay. Don't be scared. And when we get that decimal, to turn it back into an angle, we're going to do second sine, second answer. We'll do sine inverse of the previous answer. We got 7.41. This does say round to the 100th or 2 decimal places. 7.41 degrees for B. So 7.41. Okay. And then C, we're going to do triangle subtraction. 180 minus 26 minus 7.41 is going to be a big one. That's going to be 146.59 degrees. All right, we can transfer these up here. Okay, C, side C would be across from angle C. Side C over sine of 146.59 equals, you want to go back to your matching set because that does not have any rounded numbers, 17 over sine of the angle 26. We're going to multiply by that sine. And let's type that in. 17 times sine of 146.59 divided by sine of 26. And we should have 21.35 for our side length C. All right, there is our law of sines problem. Okay, number 2. We got to draw that out. We're using D, E, and F. D, E, F. Angle D is 52. E, side E, so across from angle E, side E is 16. Side F is 24. So I don't have any matching pairs. I have this side, but I don't have the angle. I have this angle, but I don't have the side. I have this side, I don't have the angle. So when we have that, we are doing law of cosines. So we got D squared for this side, the third side, equals 16 squared plus 24 squared minus 2 times 16 times 24 times the cosine of the angle in the middle. Okay? Now, it's going to be up here. It's going to look just like that. You got to know that you can change those around. You can change what those letters are to fit your situation. Okay? We're going to type that in. 16 squared plus 24 squared minus 2 times 16 times 24 times the cosine of 52. Okay, so d squared equals 359.17. And next, we're going to go second square root, second answer, 18.95. Okay, now we have our sides. We have a matching set. So now we can switch to law of sines. When we switch to sines, we do smallest. SSS, switch sines smallest. Okay, 24 is bigger than 16. 16 is the smallest side left, so we're going to do E. Sine of E over 16 equals, back to your matching set, sine of 52 over 18.95. We're going to multiply by 16. Where can I put it? We can see everything. 16 times sine of 52 divided by 18.95, 0.665. Okay, when you have a yucky decimal, we're trying to get an angle back for an answer. We're doing law of sines, so this is second sine, second answer. And we should get 41.71 degrees for E. And then F, we do 180 minus 41.71 minus 52, and that should be 86.29 degrees. Okay, so that was a regular law of cosines problem where you had to find the side. Alright, if you had all three sides and then had to find the angle, you would go for the biggest angle first and go in reverse order. If you need to see an example problem like that, refer back to our video lesson, the law of cosines. Should be up on Schoology. Okay, so then you will have 3 and 4. Okay. Here's our story problems. Number 5. Queen Quiver is on a balcony waving to the commoners on the mainland of her kingdom. She thinks everything is going well until she hears a loud bang. She turns 55 degrees to see that 2 boats have crashed. If the queen is 2 miles away from the boat wreck and the commoners are 3 miles away from the boat wreck, how far away are the queen and the commoners? So we have a queen, we've got commoners, we've got a boat wreck. She thinks everything is going well. Bang, turns 55 degrees. So she's waving to the commoners, and then she turns 55 degrees to see the boat wreck. The queen is 2 miles from the boat wreck. The commoners are 3 miles from the boat wreck. How far away are the queen and the commoners? That's the side we're trying to get to. Well, we have a matching set, so we can use that. We're doing law of sines. Our other piece of information is a side length, which will help us get this angle at C. Sine of C over 2 equals sine of 55 over 3. We're going to multiply the 2. Two times sine of 55, close your parentheses, divided by 3. We got a yucky decimal. We're trying to get an answer, an angle for an answer, so we're going to do second sine, second answer. 33.099999 is going to be 33.10. So it's going to be 33.10, which then lets me get angle B with triangle subtraction. 180 minus 33.10 minus the 55, and angle B is 91.9 degrees. And then now I can use that to get our missing side over here that we finally wanted. So we call that baby B, we can call that X. I'm going to go with X because my little b is going to look like a 6. So I'm going to go X over sine of 91.90 will equal 3 over sine of 55. Okay, we're going to multiply the sine up. And this is looking for a side length, so this should work out. Sine 91.90 divided by sine of 55. 3.66 miles. miles. Last story problem, probably going to be law of cosines themed. A shepherd wants to fence in a piece of their land for lambs. They decide to use a field in the shape of a triangle. Two sides of the triangular field have lengths of 32 and 45, and the measure between them is 72. How much fencing will the shepherd need in total, so total fence, all three sides, to fence in their field? Okay, so drawing a triangle, nothing crazy. We got a 32, we got a 45, and the angle in the middle is 72 degrees. And we want this third side. This is a law of cosines. So whatever you call that side we're trying to find equals 32 squared plus 45 squared minus 2 times 32 times 45 times cosine of the angle in the middle, 72 degrees. Okay, we should be able to type that in, and it should be something like this, 2159.03. We square root and round to 2 decimals, that's 46.47. That is not the answer. The answer wants to know the whole perimeter. How much fence do they need? 32 plus 45 plus 46.47. And that should total 123.47 meters. All right. You should have 2 more story problems that are very similar. And then it's test time. Okay? Best of luck to you out there. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time.